Thank you very much. I just wanted to say that I'm very happy to be here and see this very interesting discussion about who we are. That's a question that's very important, and it's being discussed by your aspiration to the European Union. Well, for Spain, it's a country that's on the other end of Europe, and we went through a very strong transformation of reforms. And we went from a dictatorship to democracy. There are plenty of things that are parallel with Ukraine, and I can tell you that we want to have a stable, democratic, prosperous and sovereign, independent Ukraine in Europe that will contribute to solve many problems. I am going to talk a little bit about our experience. We, after dictatorship finished, we had to go a very long time and work to get into the European Union, not for only political reasons, but for reasons of reforms that were needed inside the country. The reforms were not taken there because we wanted to be a member of the European Union. It was because we wanted to be a prosperous, modern, democratic country. And that was the main issue, that what we wanted to be, not only to be a member of the European Union, that was the consequence, but the real issue was that. So it was more important what was happening inside. There was political battles between different forces, but they were more interested at that time, that was fundamental time for the country, so we had to make a choice to contribute, all of them, for the foundation of a modern state, a democratic state. And of course, that contribution to a modern state was made on consensus. For instance, the Communist Party just accepted a monarchy. That was something that was a sacrifice. It was a sacrifice for many people. And we had one thing that was very important is a middle class. By that time, there was a very strong middle class that supported a society that wanted to be modern, open, and not closed, and not have that old dress of the dictatorship that was unwanted, unneeded. It was not something that was given to us from the power. It was something that we wanted to be, and that we asked and we demanded the political forces. It were not they that decided. It was the country, the people that wanted it. So it's very important for people to want it. So there was political will to be part of the European Union. And there was political will and know-how. Well, know-how, they can help you from Brussels. And the political will, you have it. Sometimes you have to think also, what can I contribute to Europe? We can contribute, like for instance, we need a market, a consumer, a stable country. So that was important. Not to have problems and inherited from the European Union, bad relations with neighbors, or unsolved internal problems, and not decided on a stable political force. But I can tell you that you have been through a very important, in just such a short time, you have been through a very strong transformation from a political, totalitarian system, a centralized economy, and that was even more, I could say it's more difficult than we, because we had an economy that was open and capitalist, it wasn't centralized. But you still have another problem, which is that you're doing very well in it. It's building your country and your identity. And that it's something that we're doing quite fine. So I would be very optimistic that your future, you have a good future in Europe. You need sometimes, well, I feel, to have more trust. And no one is going to give you something and nothing, and you have to do yourself. And it will come a time when you will say, here we are reformed. We did it not to please you, but what we wanted. And of course, when it happened to us, we thought, we will be in Europe or we will be nowhere. Nowhere. And there's no alternative. And I suppose that's